Hey guys, it's pretty early for me to record a video, but I figured since I'm on my way to work, then might as well go ahead and hit the record button. I got a long drive. Well, I'm halfway there. But anyways, I wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind for a few days. I've tried to record this video without it sounding like I'm some kind of racist asshole. And let me go ahead and just put it out there. That's not my intent. It's not my intent. My intent is to spot out the racial stuff that I'm getting ready to talk about. So what am I talking about? So I watched a video recently of Chille, and yeah, it's kind of has to do with Chille. Kind of not. But he was interviewing a black cop in wherever he's at. I think it was in California somewhere. And he was basically trying to push the cop to believe a certain way because he is black. And what I mean by that, if you guys been paying attention to the news, there was a man that got brutally murdered by some police officers. And I forget which state it is. I was thinking Tennessee, but I could be wrong. But it was pretty bad. And the thing was, it wasn't white cops that did it. It was black cops that killed the black guy. Now, like I said, it was pretty bad. It shouldn't have happened. It always sucks when this happens. But usually this is just more fuel for the fire. And I understand our policing system may need changed a little bit to stop things like this from happening. Maybe holding them more accountable for the actions, but not in a way that Chille or these most of these First Amendment auditors are trying to establish. Like, hey, there shouldn't be any police. They should be peace officers. They should have 360-degree cameras on their heads. They should have cattle prods and buses and snipers. Fucking hey, dude, what the hell is that all about? But anyways, Chille was trying to interview this cop who was black, and basically gist of it was, oh, you're black, you should hate the police because you are black. It was your black brother that was murdered by the police, so you're black and you should think this way. That's pretty dangerous thinking, honestly. That's really dangerous thinking. Saying that, hey, just because you're black, you have to think a certain way. Now, we've seen something like this very similar in the 2020 elections. Now, I'm not here to talk about politics. I don't care what side you're on, Biden or Trump or whoever. I don't really care. Usually whenever I spot things out like this, I usually get some feedback. But anyways, there was an interview with Biden, and during the interview, basically he said, and you can find the clip of this isn't bullshit, this isn't some kind of deep fake, this is real. Senile Biden was like, oh, if you're not voting for me, or basically saying, if you're not voting for a Democrat, then you're not black. Puts this perceived notion that every person that is black has to be a liberal, they have to be a Democrat, they have to vote Democrat because they are black. So they have to think a certain way just because of the color of their skin. Now, this is kind of crazy because the Democratic Party is actually based on racism. If you read your history books, it's based on racism, a lot of it, and I don't understand how the Republican Party became the hated party, but the Democratic Party was mostly racist. You, like I said, get your history book out. You don't have to look too far. It's there. And anyways, this is one of the things I don't care about woke culture, because what I think woke culture is, and some people will be like, oh, you shouldn't say woke. Well, most woke people are hypocrites. One, they talk about, they try to stick up for a group that they think's oppressed. Which I'm not saying that the black community is not oppressed, but there shouldn't be a group of people pushing that idea onto all black people, saying, hey, you're oppressed, because there's not all black people are oppressed. They're better off than I am. In most cases, a lot of, there's no real oppression in the United States. You can say what you want. You can say, oh, there's going to be a trans genocide, which is stupid. It's dumb. It's dumb. That shit doesn't happen in the U.S. that I know of. I don't see in the news a homosexual man being thrown from the roof of a building, or being thrown in the jail because you happen to be homosexual, being put in concentration camps because of your religious views, as well as your heritage and your skin color. China, Muslims in China. I just don't see it. There's a lot of bad things happening in other countries, and you have all these woke idiots trying to say that America is the worst place on the earth, when they have the right to get out and say these things. Like, oh, if you go to any other fucking country and say these things, you're going to get prosecuted. You're going to get fucking murdered. You're going to get the boot. Go say these things in Russia, China, maybe, I don't know, somewhere in the Middle East. You're not going to find very many friends. The people in the United States aren't as oppressed as you think they are. But we have this fad. It's basically what it is. It's this big fad of wokeness. And when I say wokeness, I mean forced diversity. I mean pushing things on you, making you feel like you have, to be oppressed, no matter what, and you have to have these fucking dumb, rich white kids come out and be like, you're oppressed, and I'm here to help you out here, because here I am. It's kind of like Chille's doing. Chille's going to families, different states, trying to say, hey, I'm the only one can help you. Or didn't he get kicked off TikTok for saying things that pissed off the black community that was pretty much racist, which he's doing in that video, unless he took it down, which it's very likely. It is pretty fucking racist. Chille is super racist, and he's a super woke bitch. He can say what he wants, but he's this big woke bitch that is pure racist, purely. That's my opinion. I can't prove that, but yeah, he got kicked off the TikTok because the black community does not want anything to do with him. Just in this case, he's trying to self-insert himself with this national news thing with, that guy that got murdered by the police, by trying to force a member of the black community that happens to be a cop to think a certain way because he is black. That's dangerous. That's really fucking dangerous. It's fucking disgusting. And like you said, you see this shit all the time. You see it all the time. I myself, I haven't done anything to oppress a black man. Then again, you might say, well, you're white, so you already automatically oppress black people. Not in my views, I don't think. I've never walked up to a black man and be like, oh, you have to think this way because you're black, you're so oppressed, I have it way better than you do. I see a lot of white people, I see a lot of Hispanic people, Asian people that has the same problems as I do. Just because your skin color is different than mine doesn't mean we don't share the same problems or face them every day. I would like to challenge that. I would challenge that immediately. Yeah, I'm white. I do have, you might say I have white privilege, and that could be a thing, but, I'm not going to sit here and go to somebody who do their color of skin and say, hey, I'm going to make you feel oppressed, because that's just the way white people are. We just want to oppress you, and make you feel bad because we're evil white straight males. That's fucking bullshit, man. That is bullshit. Really bad. Really bad, really bad. And I know I'm kind of all over the place. I'm all over the place when I talk about stuff like this. It bugs me a little bit because, it's just, I hate to see, a group of people being pushed to believe a certain way because the color of their skin. It's disgusting. And for people to come out, and a lot of these people, these woke idiots that come out and say this, these people are actual racists. And, they call conservatives racist, and they call Trump racist, when in fact they're the ones that's trying to oppress people of different colors. That's the truth. That's the truth. People like these woke people are doing that. They're causing more harm than good. They're making racial tension where there shouldn't be. They're just kind of pressing it, making it stay alive, and that's what the Democratic Party does. Their biggest weapon is race. It's always been that way. It's race. It started out with them being complete racist KKK supporting bitches, and now they're just trying to use race to basically, I don't know. I guess it's working. They're saying, hey, if you vote for me, we're going to give you free money, and you can stay on the welfare system instead of like actually helping black communities, Hispanic communities, or anybody. You're like, hey, we'll just give you money to not work, to not do anything. You stay oppressed. You stay oppressed instead of fixing the fucking problem. And the problem is, basically, it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way at all. We should help every fucking person available with any type of monetary needs without tying a fucking skin color or gender to it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just rattling. It's morning. And it's going to make me sound like a racist. It is what it is. I lose track from time to time, so that's just me. You guys have been following me for a while. But I guess the whole point of it is, just because you have a different skin color doesn't mean you have to, by default, think a certain way. You shouldn't be pushed into that. You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be forced into believing a certain thing just because of the color of your skin or your gender. You should have the free will to think the way you want, to support the things you want, what you think is right. Not some white rich kid telling you, hey, you're oppressed because whiteness. Fuck off with that shit. And fuck you, Chille, you racist bastard. Fucking idiot. I'll see you guys later.